You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and white sports fans, let's talk about the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, because it seems like they are definitely starting to bend the knee every single day to these athletes that actually want to protest. Now, the IOC had completely banned any type of protesting. And guys, the rules have kind of gotten blurred a whole lot. Rule 50 says that you can't protest during a game or on the podium or anything like that. And we know that these athletes actually do want to protest on TV so the whole world can see them. The IOC still has not bent the knee that far, but they have gotten much more lax on the protesting that is actually going on. Now, guys, I truly do believe the IOC does not want any athlete protesting on TV for the world to see. They want it to be strictly about the games. But now, folks, they are clearly weakening and buckling at the knee when it comes to athletes that actually want to protest. So we're going to be diving into that in this video, guys. But here's a message from today's sponsor. Let's talk about today's sponsor, Javy Coffee. Javy Coffee is the way I love to start off my morning. I work very, very hard for you guys to put out the best content possible. And I get my energy from Javy Coffee. Would you like to have that same energy that I have every single morning? Well, you should try Javy Coffee. And for you guys, you can actually get 3 bottles of Javy Coffee for only $16.95 per unit. Each bottle contains 30 servings. It will save you so much money from going to your local coffee shop. And by the way, folks, it actually tastes even better. You can use sugar. You can use monk fruit. I'm a low-carb person. I don't like the carbs. This is keto-friendly. And guys, it is super easy to make. Just put water in your cup, add 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of Javy Coffee, mix it up, use whipped cream, sugar, monk fruit, whatever. And folks, it tastes absolutely amazing. So check out the link in the description or the pinned comment and get Javy Coffee delivered to you today. So here we go, guys. It says here, Olympic protests will be included in social media posts after all, IOC says. Now, this was not going to be the case, but they are starting to break. Maybe they will actually break down completely and allow athletes to actually protest on TV, but I'm not just sure just yet. But it says here, the International Olympic Committee reversed course Thursday and will allow photos of athletes protesting on the Tokyo 2020 social media channel and highlight reels in the future. The U.S. women's soccer team and 4 other squads knelt before their matches on Wednesday. The Guardian reported that Olympic social media teams were banned from posting and photos of athletes protesting. But of course now, that has now changed because it can't be just about the sport. So these highlight reels now, they're actually going to have protesting, probably raised fists, kneeling for their country's anthems, that kind of thing. Things that have nothing to do with the actual game. It says here, quote, the IOC is covering the games on its own and operated platforms, and such moments will be included as well, the IOC said Thursday. So the IOC clearly bending the knee. Earlier in July, the IOC extended more guidelines on athletes' freedom of expression at the Tokyo Games, but warned against political gestures during official ceremonies, competition, and in the Olympic Village. The IOC said the guidelines were approved by the executive board of the IOC as part of the IOC Athletes Commission's recommendation. The IOC said the guidelines offer further clarity on the wide range of opportunities available to them to express their views. Athletes will be allowed to express a political gesture prior to the start of a competition or during their introduction or the introduction of the team. However, the gesture must meet 4 different criteria. Now, guys, the IOC would have just been better off just completely banning all of the protests, because little by little, they keep giving more leeway to these athletes. And eventually, folks, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody actually ends up protesting on the podium. I think that's actually going to happen. We'll have to see. I'm pretty sure it will. What will the IOC do? Will they actually find a player, take away their medal? I'm not really sure. You know what? They may not end up doing anything at all. The gesture has to be consistent with the fundamental principles of Olympianism. I didn't know that was even a word. Cannot be targeted at a certain group of people, country, or organization, cannot be disruptive, and cannot already be banned by a nation's own Olympic committee or federation. So individual countries can actually put in their own rules in place to limit any type of protest. Quote, when expressing their views, the athletes are expected to respect the applicable laws, the Olympic values, and their fellow athletes. It should be recognized that any behavior and or expression that constitutes or signals discrimination, hatred, hostility, or the potential for violence on any basis whatsoever is contrary to the fundamental principles of Olympism, the IOC said. If an athlete breaks the guidelines, the IOC laid out possible discipline. The IOC could have disciplinary hearings in which the athlete could be required to provide full transparency about their actions. Rule 50 has come under fire. In the days leading up to the Olympics, more than 150 signees sent a letter to the organization demanding a change to the rule. Now, guys, I truly don't believe they're going to enforce this rule. I really, really don't. You guys see the problem here. If an athlete actually breaks the rule, then they're going to have to go before this committee and possible discipline. I highly doubt it. I think the IOC is too afraid to actually enforce the rules. Now, on paper, they're going to say you can't protest or anything like that on the podium or once play starts. But I don't think they're going to enforce that rule. I really, really don't. I don't. Because I do believe the IOC is definitely afraid of being called racist and discriminating against people, against different races, different countries, that kind of thing. They don't want that headache. So I do believe they will bend the knee. Rule 50 just discourages, people from protesting, but I don't think they're going to enforce that rule whatsoever. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, do you have any faith in the IOC to actually enforce these rules? Because I know I don't. Little by little, they're giving more leeway to the athletes. Things have changed a lot in the last couple of weeks. First, there was almost going to be no protesting based on the rules. Then little by little, they keep giving more leeway to the athletes. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.